started meeting people, and um, it was kind of like a learning process, like listening to the modules, because like I would say something or do something, then I'm like, oh, whoop. And then the next module you're like, no, don't, and I'm like, oh, okay, don't do that. So it was like a whole learning process, and I feel like every week, like I was just growing. Like whatever I learned the week before, I would make sure I kind of implemented the whole process. Um, so yeah, I think like just following your tips and everything has helped. It helped me like do things that I never did, like as far as sharing my feelings. I never really did that. I would just hold things inside, like whatever, and just assume like they should know, like that they shouldn't have did or said that. So and then it finally led up to me meeting quite a few different people, and then kind of weeding out like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Or yeah, this could potentially be somebody that that I would consider seeing for a while. So, or so yeah, it has led up to meeting potential people.
So why don't you tell me more? Can you take me back to the date that you had mentioned in class about where the man drove the 3 hours, and tell me like about that more. Like just tell me about it.
Oh yeah, well he was one of the few people. I had, and those apps work so fast. Like, and I hadn't even fully set up my profile yet. And then I just had like the pictures, and I was like, oh, I'll work on it later. And then when I went to it, there's just like a ton of people on there, and I'm like, wow, that was kind of overwhelming. And him, it was like just the things that he said, it was like, oh, okay, like and so he had told me that he had actually been here in my city, and he was like, wow, I just left there. I wish I had saw you on here, previously. And he was saying, I'll be back there in like 3 weeks. And he was like, I would look forward to meeting you. And he was like, he was going to drive there just to meet me and everything. So he came, well, he didn't come the weekend that he intended. So, and he said he felt really bad because, he was like, oh man, I think he ended up having to work, and then I think I wasn't feeling well anyway, so I kind of was glad it kind of worked out. So I think he asked for my, he was like, it's probably kind of weird. He had asked for my address. He was like, I just wanted to send you something because I wasn't feeling well. So I was like, oh. And I thought, and it was like, I felt like a nudge, like it's okay, So I went ahead and gave it to him, and he like DoorDashed me some stuff like that from us talking that he knew I liked, and then and I think he sent like a cheesecake, like a slice, two slices, and he was like, one is for him, one he was like, which I know I can't eat it, but just if I was there. So and then he finally came like 2 weeks later, and he got a room like not far from where I live because he wanted to make sure he was close to where I live because I have kids and everything. And it was like 2 rooms like next to each other, and he got a room with the kitchen and everything, and so he could cook. And he wanted to go out to eat, but in a way, I kind of really didn't. I don't know. I guess with a lot of stuff going on, and you have to make reservations and all that. And so everything, and it was a lot of things that he wanted to do. Like we were supposed to go, he wanted to go to some area he found where you could watch the sunset and that. And I think it rained, so he was kind of sad that his plans didn't work out. And I was like, well, just so you know, everything that did work out was kind of how I preferred it. And he was like, really? So he was glad that it worked out like that. So, yeah.
And you said like during the time that he was there, like just tell me some of the sweet things he did for you.
Oh, he cooked breakfast. He had like, I guess he used to cater food also, like, and he was saying that he made Belgian waffles. And on the phone, I was like, yeah, right. You probably, I said, yeah, whatever. It's probably some Lego My Egos or whatever that was. Or I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring my waffle maker. So he brought this big waffle maker and he made them. They were really good. He made, I think the night before we went to Target and grocery shop and got everything that he said he was going to need. And he made waffles. I think it was bacon because I like turkey bacon and eggs. And then he works at like a beverage company, so he knows I occasionally drink wine. So he brought like the Stella Rose. He brought like different flavors and stuff, like blueberry, strawberry, watermelon, and so I had that, a little glass of that, and some orange juice with my breakfast. And he had it all set up. And I'm like, well, where's yours? And he was like, it's not about me. This is about you. So, so I'm like, where's your breakfast? Like, so he was like, I kind of ate while I was cooking, you know. So, and he was just enjoying me, you know, enjoying his food. And then for dinner, that one night he made, because you know I like pasta, so he made like chicken alfredo, and it was like a giant plate of it. And I'm like, I thought we both were gonna eat together or something. He was like, no. And I'm like, that's all for me. I'm like, like that's a lot. Like, and then I was like, oh my God, because it was so good. I ate pretty much all of it, and I was like, ooh, I shouldn't have ate. And he was like, no, I'm glad you ate it all, you know, 'cause, I know that I must be a kid. So, and what, oh, and then the massage, he had that, came, them come to the room, had that done.
Wait, you mean somebody hired? He hired a masseuse to come give you a massage?
Yeah, well, I think it was he has relatives here, so I think he knows like people here or
It
whatever.
still counts.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. And what else did we? Oh, we went to a farmer's market that earlier that day, I think, because he likes fruit, vegetables, like fresh stuff, and we went there. That's about it, but it was all fun. Yeah.
And what was your like? What was your feelings like? Like, how was you feeling during this whole experience of him doing all this sweet stuff for you?
It was kind of I don't know, like, yeah, for me it was like kind of like when you're not used to being treated like that. So, and it was a good feeling, but it was like, wow, like, oh, I could get used to this, you know, like, wow, like people do this, like, yeah.
That's so awesome. So before like this the beginning of this relationship, I guess this is a start of something. What were your previous relationships? Were you ever treated like this? Did you ever experience this
Yeah,
treatment?
well, you know, because he like the kind that opens doors, like and things like that, and the rest of them they were just looking like, get
Right.
in. Yeah.
So
Like, why you?
he opens
Yeah,
doors. He cared about making you happy. He did a Target run and paid for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he let me know that this isn't something that he was just doing just for the moment. Like this is what he does. This is how he was raised. You know, this is what he saw from like his mom, his parents, and stuff. So, yeah.
Did you before the class? Did you ever think like this was possible for you, like someone to treat you like a movie type fairy tale type way?
No, no, not at all. Um, it yeah, 'cause that's what I'm was saying. Like, 'cause it was like kind of different. I think I was listening to Joyce Meyer once, and she was saying how you're used to things not going a certain way, and then when they go the right way, it's kind of like it's kind of like a different feeling, and you have to get used to it. Like, wow, so that's how it kind of was for me.
Wow. So where are you guys at right now? Like I know last week we were talking about the question about relationships. We're actually going to dive so much more deeper into just get into the root of like those feelings of if, should, because I really want to help, you and the other women really get through these feelings. So where are you at right now? Has he brought up any more relationship talk, or where are you at?
He had that couple times, but now it's just like he's just kind of, they haven't brought it up as much yet. Just kind of enjoying whatever our conversation, but it's like he's not pushing it. I would say, like not.
So he already asked you.
I kind of, yeah, he kind of mentioned it, yeah, a couple times. So, yeah.
You did not tell me that.
Yeah, he kind of did. But I think the first time I kind of tried to ignore it, right. But yeah, the second time I caught it, like, oh, so I don't think I didn't mention to you. Well, this is he kind of talked about it in next month. He because he's been here what, like 3 times, I think 2 or 3 times now. So he, because I haven't been anywhere for the summer or any trips, and I was like, oh, I need a vacation. So he, I'm going there. So he got me a room. I was gonna fly, but I didn't want to fly because I didn't know the flight. Even though we're in the same state, it goes to Texas and then it comes back or something. So I'm just gonna catch a train, and he paid for everything. So I'm not paying for anything. So I got email confirmations for everything. So yeah.
Tiffany, what, girl? You better work. Like you are like the type of clients I dream about. Like, and then the other thing is that for like, first of all, can I use some of this for my like testimonials? Is that okay, Tiffany? And then secondly, like you're first of all, you're beautiful. Like I tell my mom about my clients. I'm like, Mom, there's this woman, she was like 40 something. I'm like, I don't know, I forgot how old you are. I think you're like 40. How old are you? Do you mind?
46.
Yeah, I'm like, she's absolutely beautiful. Like she's 46. And I'm like, I'm like, she's just beautiful. I don't tell her y'all business, but I do tell her about like the profiles of my different clients. Yeah. And I was like, you were trusting of the process from the beginning. Like I know you said you had your doubts, but it's just so much easier to work with women who trust the process. Like it just is like such a breath of fresh air. Like, and then look at the results you get. Like,
yeah. Yep, I was a little nervous and everything, but I was like, okay, I had been, actually before you had, reached out about the whole thing, I had kind of just put it on the back burner, like, just whatever. I'm not even, because I think I had when I had talked to you before with the guys in Illinois and that stuff, so I was like, just whatever. So then when you reached out, and I think I read it, you had it on your post or something in the group, and I was like, and then when you reached out, I was like, maybe this is a sign that I need to do this. So, yeah.
And I think I remember you two saying like I think you said like there were other people that were doing what I was doing, and they had wanted you to join.
Yeah, it was, but it was just something I just didn't feel at peace about it, like. Because I don't know, I didn't agree with some of the ways and everything, and yours just seemed more, just more, I could feel God in it. I could just feel it was more connected with my own spiritual beliefs and
Right.
everything.
So, what would you say to women who are kind of like on the fence about like joining or working with me?
For me, I would say just you have to try something different and get out of your comfort zone. Because I would never have on my own. I would never have done this. So you just gotta to get different results. You gotta do something different. And that's the reason why I think I am. Because even I think even if I had gone on the apps on my own, it probably still would have been different because I didn't really know the like that like everything I had would have done. I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to say that, or oh, maybe I shouldn't have put that in my profile. And I probably would have did everything totally opposite or whatever. You know.
Yeah. Do you think that the financial investment was worth it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Um, I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that you like worked with me and stuff. And I'm happy, like I still get a couple more weeks with you, like
Yeah.
because we really, the next few weeks, we're gonna dive more into some stuff that like it's just new stuff, Tiffany. Like when you get like the next stuff we're covering is so good. It's gonna be about just like things that are keeping us single or keeping us fears around it, and just really some stuff we didn't even know like we were doing. It's gonna be so mind blowing. I'm so excited about this week and next week. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, this will be my trip. I'll keep you posted about that. You know,
Oh
it's
wait, you're not gonna be here this week, right?
yeah, I'll be here this week.
Okay.
No, it's not till August. It's during the weekdays. Uh, like I think like I think I go there on a Wednesday and come back on a Saturday or something like that. It's gonna be like 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Wait, and this guy he didn't even like question about paying or fuss about paying.
Oh no, not at
Yeah,
all.
I'm telling
He
women that this stuff exists, and
did.
they're
Yeah, and actually, he had the when he first booked it, he had the dates wrong, and I was like, "Oh no, I can't come on that date." And he was like, "It's no problem, you know." So we just changed it. So we changed it, yeah, because
better
my
speak your boundaries.
because I have two grandkids, two granddaughters, and one of them's birthday is on the third. So I wanted to be here for her birthday and everything because she's in Missouri. So I'm going that day after. So yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for speaking up for what you need. I'm so proud of you for being able to receive. Like, some women they get uncomfortable with receiving. Like, you just do it so good.
Yeah, so he already sent me the location, like everything, the confirmation, everything is in my email. So I got a copy of it. And he got a copy of it, my ticket and everything. And he's been asking me to send him like my menu. What do I want to eat this day, that day? On our last day, he was like, "This time we're going out to eat on the last day before you go back and stuff." So because he can cook really good. So he was like, just update your list if you think of something else. So that way, since he's in his hometown, he'll be able to grocery shop and already have everything there and stuff. So
And
yeah.
how much of an age? I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Oh, you're doing so good with your feeling statements. I'm so proud of you. So, how much of a age difference is in between you guys?
Um, 2.5 years. I'm older, so yeah.
And this is proof as well. When I tell women that age does not matter, when I tell women it's not about how thin or whatever, like when I tell women it's about really that inner work that we've been doing, that's what it's about. I mean, you're obviously beautiful on the outside too, but that's amazing. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and he just recently, you remember how you said, like, don't just, like, you don't have to give everything, like, what you do and all of this at the beginning, and I never did. And then recently, just now, because it's been since May, when, we first met or whatever. So recently, he just found out that I'm an author and everything. He was like, I knew it was something about you. Wow, like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, he was like, wow. And oh, that's what it was. But he kind of threw the slip uh, his little statement in. And I was like, what did she just say? And she was like, wow. So he asked me about my last name. So are you gonna keep it or are you? I'm like, what?
Girl, he's already got some plans for you. He got
Like,
some
why?
plans for you.
I think you'll have to because you're already branded as, so are you gonna hyphenate it? And yeah, I
Girl,
was.
I think you're gonna be my next success story. I'm gonna count my engagement.